What up guys? So today is my second part of my little Whoop trick tutorial series, or whatever I've called it in the title, I can't remember. If you want to see the other episode, and there's only one other episode now, it'll be in the top of the description below. So today we're going to be doing the trippy spin or the inverted orbit, depending on what you call that trick. Same as last one, we all have a different name for tricks like this, but yeah. So it's the inverted orbit or the trippy spin. What an inverted orbit is, or a trippy spin is, so we'll go for an orbit first. So say we've got a pole, an object like this. We're going to be just orbiting around it. So we're just going around it with our camera point focusing on the object. So we're not doing a corner, we're not cornering, we're following the object around. Now, an inverted orbit is doing the same thing, but upside down. Now, we know, unless you have your drone in 3D mode, our drone doesn't fly like this. So how does it actually work? Well, it's all to do with camera angle with this one, and I did mention this in the last episode as well, that camera angle is probably one of the biggest and most important things when it comes to freestyling, knowing your camera angle. So, if we have our camera angle at, let's say, flat, I can't put this one quite flat because it doesn't go that way, but if we went flat, and we tried to look at our object, our pole, upside down, our drone is going to be in this position. It ain't going to fly, it's going to fall over, isn't it? So what we do and how we get that illusion of flying upside down is to tilt our camera angle further back. Now with this trick, the further the camera angle is back, the easier the trick becomes. But then, you know, who wants to fly around with 90-degree camera angle? So it's finding that good bounce in between of stuff. When I personally fly these days, because I've learned a lot of tricks like this now, I fly, when I come to, let's say, a tall trees and a forest and what I'd class as the matty stunts kind of scenery, I fly with 70-degree camera angle now, just so I can fly more like this. And then when I'm flying more urban city areas and the stuff that I tend to fly most days, I'll fly with about 30 to 35. You can do this trick with 30 to 35 camera angle. It is possible, it is a lot harder. So if, let's whack our camera angle up to 60 or something. I'd say that's probably more than 60. Something like that right now. So when the camera is upside down, and that's technically upside down now, the drone's at this angle. Okay? If we go more, you know, the camera's upside down now, the drone's at a better angle. If we were at 35, to get the camera upside down, the drone's like, do you know what I mean? You're going to be going so fast to be able to orbit. But it is possible. It is possible. With this one again, it's one of them ones I would suggest going to learn on a simulator, because it is hard work and it gets confusing very fast. So when we're going around the object, let's get the basics done first. I'm going to talk through the basics and I'm going to chuck the puppy in the air and try and talk you through it again. So when we're going around the object, our normal axis of turning would be our yaw axis, if you understand what I mean by that. So normally when we're turning, we're using our yaw axis. When we get like this and we're trying to turn around the pole, because our drone's no longer in this position, it's in this position, our main turning axis now to go around the pole is now on the roll. And the more the camera angle is, the more that axis, the more the turning axis changes from yaw to roll. So if we got 70% camera angle or 90% or whatever, you know, you'd feel comfortable flying this, and I do suggest a very high camera angle, your turning axis is now going to be on the roll, not the yaw. The yaw will now be the roll axis. Oh my god. It batters my head even saying it. So I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to do this the way I would normally do it, so with about 35 camera angle, and then I'm going to do it the easy way, just to show you. So I'll get this puppy in the air quickly and we'll get it going. Just to say again, I probably got a bit mixed up then a little bit. It's not the trick that changes them roll and yaw axis to turn around and change opposite sides. It's just the camera angle. So it doesn't matter if you're doing this trick or not. Once you get your camera angle past 45, your axis changes from yaw becomes roll, roll becomes yaw. That sounds very confusing. It's not changing the sticks around. It's just because of the camera position. So, you know, if my camera was 90-degree and you're trying to roll on the camera axis, that becomes the roll, and that's on the yaw axis. You know, if it's down here and you try and roll, it's that axis. It's very confusing. You'll once you get in the air and you feel it, you'll understand what I mean. And I really do suggest learning this trick with a higher camera angle, because it's easy. I know it's not super easy, but it's pretty easy, man. It's not the hardest trick in the world. It's just one of the ones that you've got to kind of get your head around and understand these different axes and understand the camera angle. And again, it always goes back to, when it comes to this freestyle stuff, that camera angle and knowing your camera angle is so important. It really is one of the most important things here. So I'm going to try and do this quick because I don't obviously only have one battery. So I'm going to go for about a standard camera angle right now, and I would say that's like 35. And that's a standard camera angle for me. Because I fly mainly outdoors. If you fly mainly indoors and you're flying a 35-degree camera angle, fucking fair to you, man, because that is sick. I know a few people do, and if I do see people flying them kind of angles, I'll normally say something. If they're flying them camera angles indoors, I'm normally like, dude, you're a machine, because I can't do that. I cannot do that. Right, let's get a DVR on. Okay. So it's the lamppost. Still recording? Yeah. So it's the lamppost in front of me. We're going to try this trick today. I'm going to go around it quickly once and come straight back again, land, and change this angle to one that I suggest you try. So let's get up there. So the first way to learn it, I would think, is to look up at the object and just turn with it. And just turn with it. Now, there's nothing I can really say to help you out with this one. Look up and start rolling. Right, so that's with, again, there's nothing I can say apart from just show you how I get into it and let you go from there. So I'm going to change the camera angle now, because you can see how fast I was spinning around that object. I'm going to change the camera angle very quickly to show you how much slower and more controlled I can do it when... Oh, fucking on my back. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to show you how much more controlled you can be when you've got a decent camera angle. So let's go from 35 to now. I would say that's about... You tell me. I'd say that's about, I don't know, 50, maybe 60 degree camera angle. And the problem is, I mean, I don't fly with these angles normally. I've been doing tricks like this, and the problem is, it is a lot harder to fly forward. Let's send her up. See how fast I'm going now. So we're going to look up at the object as we roll into it. Now look at that. It's so much more controlled. Oh, where am I going? So again, if I go back into it again, I'm going to do it one more time here. I'm going to look up at the object. I'm going to slowly apply the yaw to the opposite direction and then start adding the roll. And there you go. I mean, it's locked in there pretty nicely. And the more the camera angle is, again, the better you can do this stuff. I've lost myself. Where am I? Oh, I'm down here. Oh shit, I'm well high. Oh! I don't like flying these angles forward though. It's speed. I'm going to bring this in again now because I can't see. Oh. And I mean, that's pretty much it. There isn't anything else as far as like telling you what to do on the sticks and stuff like that. I can't really tell you, because it's all depends on that little bit of camera angle. If you got higher camera angle, it's more on the yaw axis. If you've got a lower camera angle, it's more on the roll axis. And I don't measure my camera angles, guys. You just put it at something that you're like, well, that looks about more than I normally have it, and that looks less than I normally have it, and just guess. It doesn't matter. It don't matter exact. Don't get a protractor, whatever you call out, because I've seen people do that. Don't get a protractor out on a fucking whoop, man. It really doesn't matter. I think I might be wrong here, and someone can tell me. I do think in beta flight there is something to set your camera angle, and I think if you set your camera angle via beta flight, then do the sticks feel level at that? Do the sticks feel normal at that camera angle? I'm not sure. If you use that that method, if that is a method, because I've never even checked, then this might be slightly different to you. But you can still get the concept of camera angle and how important that is in all whoop tricks. In all the tricks, that camera angle is so important. Oh yeah, actually there is a few ways of approaching this, and I did a vlog / video about me training, about how I train and stuff like that not so long ago, when I was trying different approaches to this trick. I might put that in a link below the rest of the links if you want to see that. And I was talking about different ways of approaching that tricks and different ways of approaching tricks in general. So if you watch my last episode of this, the half matty or the reverse split S, you can actually reverse split S into this trick. So, you know, we're coming into the pole here, we do our half roll, we pitch in, and then our camera angle's looking at the pole, and then we can, you know, maneuver into our inverted orbit or trippy spin, if you want to call it that. So I'm just gonna finish the video here and then do a couple more and just kind of have that at the end to finish this video off. But if you have any questions about this, oh, actually saying that, go back again. I really do, with this trick, I really do suggest trying it on the simulator first, with this one anyway, because it's so easy to kind of bottom out the first couple of times you try it. It's in, you're trying to keep yourself elevated and you don't, and you just end up, you know, hitting the bottom of the floor. So yeah, I do suggest trying this one on the simulator first. I actually learnt it on a 5-inch on a wind turbine that's, you know, absolutely huge, so I had no worries of hitting the ground. And then I actually went to the simulator after that. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave this video here. I'm gonna show some clips at the end of me just giving it a few more shots just to finish this battery off. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope you are enjoying this little whoop trick series kind of fucking thing. I don't know. The next one we're doing is just going to be the full matty flip. That I should be getting up in the next couple of days or so, I imagine. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed, guys. See you on the next one. Take it easy. Boom!
Yeah.